guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share and talk about something that is so important, and it's one of my favorite stories of all times, not only because it's my story, but because I think there's a lot of people out there that can actually relate to me with this. I have a great story that I want to share with you guys. I might cry, but I really just want to be vulnerable, and I want to be open, and I want to start sharing my story. So today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my story and how I got here and my parents and how my life, there's a lot to talk about, so I really just want to share with you guys something that's really been in my heart and how important it is to me. So today is a big day. I've waited a long time to talk about this, but I'm ready. I might cry. But anyways, let's get started. Carol and Leni Wagers went on a mission trip to the Amazon. I don't think they went on a mission trip thinking, oh, we're going to adopt two girls. So Carol and Leni went on this mission trip, helping the organization and stopping in villages, helping with building homes and working with dental, vacation Bible school, and they came in our lives. They decided to adopt my sister, Lorraine, and then they decided to adopt me. So they didn't know that they were going to go on the mission trip, and all of a sudden God said, boom, here are two kids for you. Remember when you've been praying about children? Here they are in the jungle of Brazil. So God really had a plan for Carol and Leni and for me and Lorraine. It's just been an amazing story. It has really changed my life, and I really am so proud to be adopted, and I'm so thankful that I'm adopted. But before I go into details, I've gotten so many questions from people about my parents, about my story. Will you please share your story? Share your adoption story. There's just so much. I'm so excited. I want to share it with you guys. So I've gotten a lot of questions, but I want to answer these questions, and I want to be completely honest with you guys. What I think, what I know, what I don't know. Question number one was, why are you adopted? I was adopted because that's part of God's plans for me. That's not something that you just say, oh, I want to be adopted because my life is this, my life is that. No, God had a plan all along for me. I did wonder most of my teenage years, why did my parents give me up? And, I rebelled a little bit, and I, felt very hurt and very, very, very just not in a happy place. But as I get older, I'm so thankful that I was adopted, because my life wouldn't be where it is today if I wasn't adopted. So why am I adopted? Because it's part of God's plans, and because my parents loved me so much and they wanted me to have a better life. So adoption has changed my life, and I have a better life. I've accomplished so much in my life. I've done so much, and I'm just so thankful that there is such a thing as adoption, because it really changes lives, and it changes lives for so many ways. And I'm thankful that that's my story, and that I get to share it with you guys. The next two questions is, when were you adopted, and how many brothers and sisters do you have? I was adopted on February 17th, 1998. I actually just celebrated my 20th year of being an American, of being adopted, and it's been wonderful. I cannot believe it's been 20 years. It's been such a journey, such a fun up and down journey. But I guess that's life, right? If I was either adopted or not, I would have gone through trials and pain and whatever comes with life. So I was adopted 20 years ago. And the next question is, how many brothers and sisters do you have? I had 26 brothers and sisters. with my mother, my dad had 9 children, and I am number 8, so I'm second to last. My dad was a lot older than my mother, and my mother had 9, but obviously in my dad's previous marriages, he had a lot of children. I don't think they had TV in the Amazon. So my dad was kind of a ladies' man, you know. The ladies liked him. He was athletic, and he was good looking, and he was a hard worker. Like he worked really hard, and he had a lot going for himself. And I think, I don't know, I just think the ladies loved him, and here I am. I've been blessed to have 26 brothers and sisters. Are we close? For the ones that I know, we speak, we talk, but my biological brothers and sisters were all very close. I'm so thankful to have them. It's fun. I love going back to Brazil and being able to see them and spend time with them. It's really fun to have a big family, but at home there's only 9 of us, which is still a lot, you know? Okay, so the next question is, will you adopt? Absolutely. If I can't have kids, I will absolutely adopt. I would love to get married, and I would love to have at least 1 or 2 of my own, and then maybe adopt one, you know? It's, I want to change somebody's life too. My life was changed, and I'm a perfect example of it, and I would love to do that for someone else. Now, how do I feel about having 2 sets of parents? It's hard sometimes. I'm going to tell a quick story. I remember one time when I was leaving for Brazil, and I was maybe 15, 16 years old. I went back to visit my biological parents. And my mom and dad, Karen and Lance, dropped us off at the airport. And I remember looking at my dad, and he had tears in his eyes. Lance, which is my dad here, had tears on his eyes. And he said, "I love you. Have a safe flight. Give your mom and dad a hug for us. And please return." So being adopted and have 2 parents, and you feel a little torn, you know. I almost feel like I can relate to that with a kid whose parents are divorced, because, you know, you're torn between the 2 parents, and you love them, and you want them together. And you know, you love one and then you love the other one, but it's hard. But I do know that both of my parents know that I love both of them very much. I just think it's hard sometimes because you want to please them both, but at the end of the day, one of them is left out. You know, I spend so much time here. When I go to Brazil, it's only for 2 weeks or so. So when I'm there, I think about my parents here. When I'm here, I think about my parents there. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm thankful that I know both of them because they're both great people. As of my dad, as far as my dad has passed away about almost 4 years ago, this coming April. So really now I just have my mom. So I feel very sad sometimes that we're so far away from each other. But I'm so thankful for them. They both love me very much, and I love both of them very much. I understand that this was all God's plans. It's hard. I've been through a lot, but I will say that I've chosen the best parents, or let's say God has chosen me the best parents. And they've done such a great job of loving me, respecting me, and teaching me, and making me a better person. With all that being said and so much tears, I want to wish my mom and dad a happy 20th anniversary of adoption. You guys have changed my life, and I know that you love me, and you support me, and you want the best for me. I'm sorry I can't stop crying because this is just so important to me. It's so huge, but I really wanted to be vulnerable, and I wanted to share with you guys my story and how adoption has changed who I am, has changed my vision and the way I look at people and the way I love people, the way I look at life and everything. But I just wanted to share, and adoption is beautiful, and I'm so thankful and so lucky that God has placed me in these people's homes, because they've done such a great job raising us and supporting us, and they're always there, you know? You don't have to be blood to have a parent. You don't have to have that connection. You know, I think love and loving somebody or giving them back, or to a child, is more important than being blood to me. Mom and Dad, thank you for everything you've done, for the 20 years that you've provided, the love, the support. You guys are great. Like, my sister Lorraine and I are so thankful for y'all. It's been such a fun journey. It's been so nice to see what God had planned for all of us, and it's been fun. It's been wonderful, and I can't wait to see what life is like 20 years from now. And I just want to thank you both, and happy anniversary. I'm sorry, I look so ugly when I cry. But I love you, and happy anniversary. The next question is, are you angry at your parents? Are you mad that they gave you up? No. When I was younger, I had a lot of questions for my mom and dad, in Brazil especially. My parents here have always been very honest, very straightforward. They tell their story, and then my Brazilian parents tell another story. Will I ever know the true story? Probably not. But I will say this. I brought my mom and dad, about 4 years ago to America for the first time. And my intentions were to bring them to America so I can ask all the questions, like, who really gave me away? Who wanted us to be adopted? Why, the why question. So when my mom and dad got here, my dad got really sick. And I didn't think that was the right time to ask him why. So I just put my questions to the side, and I enjoyed the moments that I had with them. I thought, you know what? Maybe I don't need to know. Maybe it is what it is. This is life. And I started, and from that moment, my mind changed. And ever since, I never cared. My anger, it's weird, my anger went away. And I just started to love and spend time with them and watch their move and see them and introduce them to Dallas. Long story short, I never really got my questions or my answers from my parents, because exactly a month later, my dad died. And when I saw my dad in the coffin, I thought, all the questions and the answers that I wanted were the times that we were together. So was I angry? No. Are you angry now? No. I am actually extremely thankful for them, because I have peace in my heart, and I was able to experience that with them and see them. So no, I'm not angry. I'm actually very thankful for what they did, because I couldn't imagine being a parent and giving up my child to have a better life because I couldn't give them what they needed. So I respect them for that, and I respect that they trusted God for that. I wouldn't give my kids up, but my parents loved me so much, and they gave me away so I could have. If you had the choice to go back, and you had the choice to be adopted again, would you go through everything you've gone through to be adopted? Yes. If I knew that this is the plan God had for me, I would do it all over again. When I hear people talking about adoption, that they want to adopt, my heart and my eyes light up, because I get it. I understand. It's a journey. It's a lot. You really have to trust what you're doing. You really have to pray about what you're doing. You have to be ready for what's going to come, the trials and the heartaches and the outcome and their behavior, I'm not going to say I was always a good child. I rebelled, but I also found something to keep me interested, and that was sport. My outlaw of my adoption as a younger girl and knowing that I was adopted was to play sports. Like, sports really saved me in my teenage years, because I do think you go through a stage when you're a teenager and you're adopted. I don't know what it is, but you just go, as a teenager, you're rebellious anyways. I was just extra rebellious. But I also knew that if I didn't play sports, I probably would have been worse. I probably would have gotten into more trouble. But I will say that adoption is a big commitment, is a lifetime commitment, but it's also very rewarding, because you do grow up and then you see that these two complete strangers love you. They don't have to love you, but they love you, and they provide for you, and they care for you, and they nurture you, and they protect you. And I just remember going through hard times. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And the person I call is always my dad. Because he always knows the right thing to say. So it's big for me. This has been a very important topic that I've been meaning to share. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry, but I'm just so happy and so thankful. And I want to share with you guys my story. And this is my story. This is my adoption story. And I'm sorry if I make you guys cry. But it's so important to me. I really have thought about making this video many years ago, but I just never had the courage. And now that I'm in a good place in my life, I'm happy, I'm strong. Obviously not strong, I'm still crying, but you know what I mean, like I'm old enough, and I know where I'm going with life, I know what I want, and I know what I deserve. And it's all because of the people who raised me. All because the people have modeled for me, they have showed for me what I needed in life, in relationships, in career, overall. Mom and Dad, Carol, Lance, thank you for everything you've done for me. I know you've been through a lot to have me here and Lorraine here, and I know that you guys have done such a great job. I want you guys to know that. You've done such a great job. I could have not asked for better parents to lead me, to love me, and to care for me. Happy 20-year anniversary. I truly am so blessed. Also, I did get your card, and I'm going to share with everybody what you guys wrote me. When I read this card last week, it made me cry, because it's so important. Like, it was such an important day, because I can always close my eyes and see the day that I left, like it was yesterday, the way I left, and the look on my parents' face, and I cried the whole time, and I still do. But I want to read to you guys this card that my mom and dad wrote me on my 20th anniversary. So here's the card that my mom and dad wrote me on my 20th year anniversary, which was last week. It's a lot, I'm sorry, but I really wanted to share because it was very special to me, and it's also a part of this video, so I want to share with you guys. My mom wrote, "Dear Leni, I can't believe that it's been 20 years since we went down to the Amazon to get you and Lorraine. God was working in our lives, and He still is. We are so proud of you and all of your accomplishments. You give 100% to all you do, and I'm convinced that there's no limit to what you can do. My prayer for you is that you will keep drawing near to God and listening to Him and let Him lead you in all areas of your life. You have blessed us immensely. And we love you very much and praise God for you every single day. My dad wrote, Leni, it's been a wonderful journey with you in the last 20 years. I am so proud of you, of the woman you've become. I love your determination, your desire for your future. Keep your faith in the Lord in first place. He will guide you through your goals and your desires. I love that God allowed our paths to cross. Thank you for your Facebook attribute. It meant so much. You are such a special lady. Love you, Dad. So this is my story, and I wanted to share with you guys, and I wanted to get vulnerable and become vulnerable with you guys, and obviously cry and tell you my story and read things that are personal and meaningful to me. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me through my blog, through my channel. And for those of you who also have become a part of me, you know, sometimes we do things and we meet strangers and we become friends. So thank you. I love you guys, and I hope that you guys consider adoption at some point in your life. And if you do know somebody that is adopted, share my story. Share my story. I really want this to be something that everybody else can relate to. It's been a nice journey, and I'm so excited to see where God leads me from here. So thank you once again for watching. I'm sorry for all the crying, but it's been fun recording this. It took a lot. So thank you. Mwah.